Hi, this is Ron from KnowledgeWare, and today we're going to look at how to set up a site orientation training course for contractor company using Simply Safety. This could be a training course that doesn't have to be for contractors, could be for your company, could be any kind of a course, but today we'll look at it's for a contractor company, it's for a site orientation course. First of all, I have contractor company or two in my companies module. I'm going to pick on ABC Contracting today. And in the people module, if we filter down for ABC Contracting, you can see that we have about 7 or 8 people, contractors for ABC Contracting. All the people types here have been set to contractor employees, well, most of them anyway, about 6 or 7 of them. Okay, so that'll be important. So I'm going to jump into the Training Control Center here now, under the Main Training tab in the main menu. On the left-hand side of the screen, we've got a tree of our courses. I want to create a new course here today. I'm going to call it Site Orientation. So I'm going to go to the wizard at the bottom of the screen. Notice the button here. I'm going to click on this button. This wizard has 2 sides. On the left, add a new course. On the right, add a class to an existing course. First, you have to add a course before you can add a class. So I'm going to add a new course. I'm going to call it let's call it Site 7 Orientation. Course category, you can change those. I'll pick Classroom. I'm going to say that's pretty comprehensive. It's a 4-hour course, and I want to repeat that course. I'm going to say every 2 years I want them to have the orientation again. If it was 3 years, I'd put 1095 days. If it was a one-time course, I'd put 0 in there. So once they'd done the course, they'd never get scheduled again. But in our purposes, we want to teach them once, and then 2 years later we want them to show up for that course again. Our people are smart. They're going to have to make a pass mark at 90%. I can add a description here if I want. Description text, and down here I can just put student notes if I want. Okay, click on the next button. Now this is an important screen. This allows us to connect the Site 7 orientation course to any of these 4 types, to people types, job titles, individuals, or all the persons at a site. We can mix and match these. We can select from all 4 categories, but normally you just select from 1 category. And our purposes here today, I'm going to select all of our contractor employees, and I'm going to say I want David Bazan to have that course because I just want to make sure he had some time off. Okay, then I click Next, and we're done. So now we've created a new course. If we look in the tree, there's our Site 7 orientation. It looks like a single page in the tree because there's no classes associated with it. So next thing, we need to create a class. So I'm going to go back to the wizard here, and this time I'm going to use the right-hand side of the wizard. And I'm going to find the course that we just created called Site 7 Orientation. Click Next. This screen comes up again. It's just really for a review to make sure you've got the right people identified for that particular course, which we do. I'm not going to change this, but I could. I'll click Next, and then I'm going to pick some of the specifics. I want to teach this course in British Columbia. The training site is going to be Prince George. We're going to start it on November 12th. It's going to end on the same day. Location on site, I'm going to say it's on the 1st floor, room 1. We've got an outside instructor. It's expensive. We're going to pay him $75 per head, and the outside instructor is going to be Susan Wong. Okay, so then I'll click on Next. We go to the next screen. Now we've got a maximum number of seats in here of 20. 0 people enrolled. I need to click on this button at the bottom of the screen to calculate the training due. So I'll click that button. Comes up with this filter that says, do you want to filter this by region, site, and company, which we could do, on how many days ahead do you want to look. Since this is a new course, I want to grab everybody from every region, every site, and every company. I'm just going to leave the defaults and click OK. Now this has come up with 6 or 7 people that have been scheduled by virtue of their people type, or by David Bazan by an individual for that particular course. So I can go over here now and click on the Enroll checkbox here if I want to enroll these people. I'll start with David, and now he's enrolled. You can see the numbers changing at the top here. I'm going to go and I'm going to enroll 5 of them in that particular course. Then I can jump over to the Enrollment tab here and see that I've got 5 people enrolled. Now if I want, I can click this button at the bottom here and notify their supervisors. That'll send the supervisor an email with the details of the course and I can also click on this button to email the notify the students. Now, only 4 of these students have email addresses. David Bizan doesn't have one, so he's not going to get an email. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can do that if you want to do that. And that brings us to the end of scheduling a class. We click next, and that's that. Now if we look over at the tree again, Site 7 orientation, that's the course. Underneath it we've got a class. 9 a.m. November 12th. On the first floor we got 5 people enrolled out of a possibility of 20 seats. Alright? So let's say that now you've gone out and you've done this course, you've trained these 5 people, held the classroom session. Now you want to come back and you want to finish off this class in the tree and get rid of it because there's really no sense in keeping it after it's completed. So you come back, open up Simply Safety, go to the training module, double click on that class, and that opens up to our class. Then we go over to the enrollment tab. Those are the people that were enrolled. Now if you want, you can put their individual marks in here and check off this complete and passed checkbox. But a quick way to do it is just to hit this Complete Student Records button at the bottom here. So just watch these fields up here when I do that, and that puts the pass mark for the course in there, and it assigns everyone as passed and complete in this course. Then it asks, do you want to delete this class? Well, yeah, we do. We don't want to clutter our tree up here with old classes, so I just click on yes, and that class is now gone, and Site 7 orientation is no longer a folder, it's now back to a single page. Now you may ask, where do those training records go? If I open up the Training Done module here, I can filter down right away to the course name Site 7 orientation, and there is the 5 people that we trained in site orientation. If I want to print a certificate for them, I can open up certificate and I can quickly batch print a certificate. Okay. Now if we go back to the People module, this information is all saved in the People module. So go down to Jeff Kuhn's record here, open up his people, go to the training record, and that's his Site 7 orientation classroom that he just passed. If we want, we can then print a wallet-sized card for Jeff and hand it out to him. And that's a quick overview of how to track contractor training in the Simply Safety training module, or track training for your own company.